Right, I've gone live anyway.
Oh no, I can see. How's me lighting?
Your lighting's fine, for fuck's sake. Your makeup's fine, your fucking eyeliner's fine, everything's fine, it's all good. It's all good. You look beautiful, just like me. All us raconteurs, we all look beautiful, even with his baseball cap. In fact, I might wear a baseball cap tonight, what do you reckon?
Yeah, I wish you'd have told me. I could have done the same, but I'd have to go through into the other room and fetch one.
Oh, you don't want to be doing that.
Is it... Oh, look, we're on. Is it time to press the Heath button?
The what button?
Heath button. Good evening, welcome to Raconteurs News. What have you got on your head? Mate, what have you got on your head?
It's me, baseball cap, look. I'm down with the kids. I'm trying to get up. Let's peek, it's on that side. Sorry, that's the gay side, isn't it?
I've no idea.
There you go. Oh, can I wear it?
Is that the knobhead side?
I look like Brian Harvey, don't I? Do you reckon we'll get like thousands and thousands of watches because I look like Brian Harvey does? Because they must watch him for his looks, because what's coming out of his mouth is just fucking dog shit. Anyway, good evening. Welcome to Raconteurs News, officially the longest 2 hours of your life. Tonight with myself, Jason Holmes, and my colleague with the 420 stuff. Happy 420 day. And Dom Telling-Pike already said that in the chat room. Happy 420 to you, Ade Hardy. How you doing, me old mucker?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. Do
Fucking
you know, it's funny because this 420 thing, I remember being aware of it in the past, but until I spoke to my son earlier, I didn't know. But the other thing that struck me was, and there is a link here, I promise, Madeleine McCann. The way I remember, and I'm not one for remembering dates at all, not even families' birthdays and stuff. I have to have it all written down. Anyway, the way I always remember when it's kind of the anniversary when Madeleine McCann went missing, is because it's near Star Wars Day, isn't it? May the 4th.
Yes, I think it were. Yeah, it were
the 3rd or the 5th or something when she was.
Star Wars Day, yeah. But which is just after Mexico Day, isn't it? Or is it just before? It's Cinco Mayo, isn't it? Cinco Mayo, that's 5th of May, which is Mexico Day. I think that's right. Somebody fucking put me right in chat room if I'm wrong. Anyway, good evening, welcome. We are going to be talking tonight about. I wonder if you can guess what we're going to be talking about.
Cannabis.
Cannabis. We'll be smoking that. But what we'll be talking about is something completely.
I'll tell you what we ought to start off with. Listen, mate. Normally, me and you, 20-25 minutes before a show. Just recently, it's got down to like we both kind of arrive at about 5 to 8. But the one thing that you did talk to me about tonight was NHS staff. So would you like to expand on the rant that you started about 5 minutes ago?
Well, I was just saying NHS staff, any frontline NHS staff should get the wages doubled. Who are going through all the... I mean, they're acting and all this sort of stuff, except for the ones that have been doing the music videos and the ones that were stood outside the hospitals clapping themselves... not anybody else clapping themselves with all the lights, sirens going, and there were even one where they've got a turn, a woman singing Simply the Best, so they've got a turn. They've picked a turn up, man. That must have cost money. It takes time. It takes to do one of them dance routines, even if it's a really short 1 minute, half a minute dance routine, it does take some fucking rehearsing with people, professionals. It takes rehearsing. These are nurses, so they've got to fucking rehearsed it. They've got to have decided what they're going to do, this, that. And I even saw one where there were a woman doing a rap. It was fucking ridiculous. The nurse going, so if you stay home and don't see your mates, then you'll be able to see them later date. Ooh, stay at home. Do some ridiculous crap like that. And what those people should be sacked. The whole lot of them should be sacked for trying to. Well, what are they doing? They're supposed to be in a war zone. I remember the great when the. Don't you remember in 1917? I think it were during World War One at Christmas when the Germans and the Allied forces on Christmas Day all decided to do a fucking dance routine on fucking in no man's land. Yeah, because that happened, didn't it? They were doing a fucking Jesus Christ. This is what they I don't get it. Why are we allowing them to take piss? And we're allowing them to take piss. We are allowing them. Each person that is fucking that says, well, it's got to be done. You all you're doing is you're giving yourself excuses for why you're allowing your civil liberties to be fucking eroded. Now, for me, it's not really a big problem. I've fucking got an injury that I'm waiting to fucking heal that probably might be healed by autumn, fingers crossed, and I might be back on my prosthetic leg. So for me, it's not really a problem. I don't go out to work. My wife's in a position where she can work from home, so we're not going to be that much. But I feel for the people, the self-employed people, the people that are not going to, the people who've got businesses. You, for example, yeah. What I mean, what do you do? I mean, where is it? What did? It's okay though, because someone's going to dance for you to say, hey, it's no fucking problem that your life's completely been turned upside down. That's fine. But look at this dance. Look at this dance that we're doing. Us who were allowed to still work, by the way, and fucking earn us money.
Yeah.
So and probably do overtime and all that sort of stuff because of it's just. We can't allow this. We've been given light shows, these Elon Musk things that are in sky. I said weeks ago, right at the very beginning, I said, just you wait. Next week, you'll be looking up in sky. You'll be looking up in sky. And all right, but I tell you, that's what they're doing. They're preparing you. It's a fucking joke. It's an absolute fucking joke. And it's like they're trying to get away with. I mean, we've been conditioned with this nonsense that Elon Musk has sent these rockets up, and these rockets have come back down with, they took satellites up, and there's going to be thousands, and this SpaceX thing, which is just a complete and utter load of fucking bollocks. So these fucking lights you're seeing going in fucking sky, they're more likely to be Father Christmas than they are going to be fucking Elon Musk's fucking satellites. It's a fucking nightmare that we're just sleepwalking into. We're just allowing it to happen. We're allowing, the pussies, we're allowing them to dictate to us. Well, not to me, because if I want to go out, I'll go out. Right? I'll go out on my fucking spaz chariot. And I said to the nurse today, the thing is, if I go out, if I encounter somebody who says to me, why are you going out? I say, I'm going to get arrested. Fucking one leg or not. So they're going to fucking, it's just... Anyway, you wanted to come in a couple of times there.
Yeah, a couple of things. I want to know more about this look up thing, but before we go on to that, you were saying that, we're allowing it to happen. And I think anybody the amount of people who I'm sending stuff to at the moment, my sister, a great example. She's worked in the bank for years. Her husband's either semi-retired or about to retire or whatever. He had a good job as an engineer. So they both will have pensions, I assume. they've got a house that I'm assuming, knowing my sister is now and probably has been for a long time, paid for. And
Right.
sadly, until it gets to the point where, because the economy has been smashed to bits and we've got whatever monetary system we end up with, and then people like my sister, who thinks she's just about to retire and then just live happily ever after, have then got to go to the banks to remortgage their houses so that they can afford to live, because the pension's now worth fuck all. I think until that happens, most people are just going to, well, you know, you can't go out at the moment, can you? Just in case you catch something that might kill you. Yeah, did you ever look at that video that I sent you? No. Because you're just a conspiracy theorist. And then you say, well, if you'd have watched it and then had an opinion, I could appreciate that. But to not even fucking bother watching it and then have an opinion, I'm not really sure what else I can say to my sister, ever. Because I can't even now have a normal conversation. She'll ring me up and say, how are you doing? I'm bored, unable to work. Other than that, same. And then she starts saying, well, we've all got it to put up with her. And I think I can't even fucking have a conversation with her anymore. Because if she doesn't realise now what's going on, I really, really don't know what else I can say to her.
Well, you see, people have got this. This morning, on my Facebook, I've got a friend who's she's a distant relative. I think she's the sister of one of my uncles who's married into family. So,
Jason, I need to find my lighter. Keep talking. I'm not going to turn my camera off, but I'm looking for my lighter.
I'll just
tell you. Keep talking.
All right. So so I'm friends with her, and they're quite well off. They've got a few Clark's franchises, shops, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so they're quite well off. They've got this nice big house, and they've got these big grounds and things. And sit on fucking lawnmower that needs to do all grounds. And I've seen photographs that she's posted and things like that. And they've got a nice big house and a nice big fucking lot of land and and they've also got a villa as well, somewhere in Spain. So they've got this villa somewhere in Spain. Anyway, this morning I got up and she'd posted this thing that said, we can get healthcare workers in from abroad, but we can't get our unemployed to pick fruit. And then national service written underneath it. So I'm like, hang on a minute. She's saying that the unemployed people at this moment should be made to pick the fruit. So I just put, I probably not, she's probably not friends with me anymore, but I put underneath, but wow, really, wow. I said, the Nazis would have loved you. So I'm probably not friends with her anymore, but that's the sort of people you're talking about. It's going to hit them. They just don't know. They think that they've got it all sussed. They've got insurance against all this stuff, and and this and that and other. But it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. You're not going to open up your Clark's franchise shops. You've got, I don't know how many they've got, but they've got a few shops. They're down south, right? This is all down south, so it's. When I'm talking about a house with big grounds, we're not talking about, we're not talking cheap, are we? So,
no, of course you're not.
So it just staggers me that they can't even see when it's coming towards them.
Yeah.
It's coming towards them, and it's actually coming towards them, and they must be able to see it. They don't, though. I just don't understand why. I just don't understand why. Well, I do understand why. It's a fucking. Look at all adverts that are on. They're on TV at the moment. They're all stay at home. They've all had plenty of time to make these new adverts. Did they know this were coming? Do you know
the best one? The best one I've heard lately. If you're bothered about climate change, eat corn.
Yeah. Who'd eat that shit anyway? I'd pick my own arse and eat it before I fucking ate that corn.
I mean, talk about a thin fucking reference. You know?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, you're saving planet. You're climate changing. You know why? How can you be? If you eat that shit, it's well. If anybody who eats a vegetarian diet, and I'm not talking about people who I'm saying you're more likely to fart a lot more, right? If you're on a vegetarian diet, yeah, we've had a vegetarian diet, all of us, we fart more. So how is that helping climate change? And surely that's adding to climate change, isn't it? Because there's more people farting.
Yeah, I've never thought of it like that. I really, really hadn't thought of it. So what you're saying, Jason, is either we eat the cows that fart, or we just cut out the fucking middleman and do it ourselves.
Just fart. That's it, yeah.
Just eat veggies and fart more.
Well,
the reason the cows fart is because they're eating... Yeah. I'm with you, brother. Yeah, cool.
Well, anybody's lived with a vegetarian, you know that the farts fucking sting. They do. Bandit Busters put, Jason, do you boycott the Quorn Hotel on Skegness Front? I didn't know there were one, but yes, no, I will in the future. I will be not visiting Skegness. I don't think anybody's going to see fucking Skegness, are they? Not anybody that's like more than a mile away from coast. Nobody's going to see Skegness for a long time.
No.
Fucking long time.
No.
As long as we get away with it, it'll be until we fucking say no. When we won't.
Well, my son rang me tonight. I was talking to him, and he was on. He was on about for anybody that doesn't know, Junction 31 M1 is pretty much where the M18 comes down and joins it. Anyway, apparently, I think it was yesterday, they'd got any on-ramp or off-ramp to the junction and the slip roads, you know, the adjoining roads like the A57, etc. They'd got all those blocked. And if you were driving, you were basically ushered in with cones, and you had to stop, and they were asking you where you're going and all the rest of it. Is it essential travel, blah, blah, blah. But the other thing was, what my son realised when he tried to drive around it was, any roads that would allow you to drive around that had got diversions on them and blocks on them, and the police made sure that if you were going anywhere near, you couldn't go through a back village, they'd close the road. You had to go on those 4 main roads to make sure that anybody who wanted to go anywhere near that was going to be stopped and going to be asked.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know,
it's insane.
And where's these fucking... Where's everybody who's going to go in? Hang on a minute. The fuck's it got to do with you, dickhead? You know, why is nobody thinking, hang on a minute? And it's because they all believe that there's something they can catch that's going to kill them. And it's fear. It's fear. It's fear from people who aren't even adult enough to take responsibility for themselves. I was talking to a lovely woman tonight. Really, really nice woman. Bright 77, please stop it. Just write in lowercase or don't.
Oh, he's got a bit of a fucking... What, you best be careful because he's got a bit of a thing about that.
I know he has. Look, the reason why I asked this is simple. Jason and I are trying to sit here and trying to sort of have our own little rant, but we also want to bring in stuff that you want to ask. And the only way of us being able to quickly just glance at the chat room without having to read it, when we're two blokes who can't multitask, we can't read and talk to each other at the same time. So that's why we ask, if you're going to use capitals, please just have it for a question, and then it's easy for us to grab it. But whatever entertainment or whatever you want to get out of mixing letters or shouting at us, please don't, because it is really annoying. Because that's all we want to do. We just want it to be good for everybody, if you can. And I know I'm a whinging old twat, but that's the reason. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, this lady I'm talking to today, she thinks pretty much the same as us, but she comes to what she believes from a different angle. She's very much into yoga and all that sort of stuff, and very spiritual. So she's coming at it from an opposite point of view. And not everything that we said to each other in our conversation tonight, we agreed on. We didn't matter. We were two adults having a conversation. But the one thing we did agree on was when you get adults who can't even take responsibility for themselves, and what I mean by that is stop looking to somebody else to give. I don't think anybody in our chat room needs a leader. Don't look out the window and think, I need somebody to tell me what to do today. Nobody in our chat room thinks like that. But most people down most of your streets feel like that. You know, so it's only people like us that are actually adult and mature enough to actually take responsibility for ourselves. And that's completely the angle that she was coming from. There's a thing here I need to read, but I can't talk. And hang on a minute. What's that saying? Oh, right. Okay. DDR. DDR. What's DDR? That sounds like the situation in DDR. DDR. What am I missing?
Deutschland Democratic Republic. I don't know.
Yes. Sorry. Yeah, I'm missing that. Yeah, cracking. Yeah, it is. You know, if people can't look out the window and think, they taught me this between 1939 and 1945. Yeah. Oh, yeah. But it's just like, and it's because they won't take responsibility for themselves.
Oh, yeah, of course they won't. We know they won't. Look, we keep let's not go down the same fucking roads that we do every time. Let's just like, we understand that, can't we? We all understand that we don't, people, not everybody's going to get it.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to get it in a sense that it's going to fucking inflict on everybody. But people will become more and more. It's the boiling frog situation. You know, you're not allowed to go out of your house. Let's say we did that experiment. How did that work? Oh, right, we can implement that at any time.
Anytime we want. That's just
anytime we want. We'll just say, oh, hang on a minute. There's this fucking virus that's coming down the road, right? And you'll know because it's like a van, like an ice cream van. So what you're going to need, I think Richard Dior made a decent enough point that Bill Gates's vaccines will be the same as whenever he brought out a new operating system. Sometimes there were viruses on them, and and bugs and stuff, and you'd have to pay him for
on purpose. Yes, that you got to pay for his bloody antivirus.
Yeah, exactly. And so you pay for antivirus, and now this is what this is. So Richard Dior's idea was that this would be the first vaccine. Then in a couple of years, they'll say, oh, we've got COVID-20 or COVID-20 fucking 2022 or whatever.
It'll be just like fucking Fast and Furious, won't it? You know, before you know it, with the 9th fucking film, with the 9th lot of bloody...
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, like it is with you. I mean, how many versions of Windows has there been?
Yeah.
What was wrong with any of them? When you went from one version of Windows, apart from really earliest ones, but when you went from one version of Windows to another, there were never any benefit for you, were there? Really?
Oh God, no.
Never any benefit for you. There'd be things that would be dressed up as benefits, but weren't really. You know, it weren't beneficial. On the whole, it wouldn't be beneficial to you. So
yeah, we can look when you're
vaccines.
Yeah, we can look when your printer's running out of ink, and we can send it automatically and charge it to your credit card. Don't that sound good? Fuck off. You know, and it is. It's exactly that. You know, everything's dressed up as a benefit when all it is You know, what these companies are really saying is, let's take away all your choices because it's more convenient. And because everybody's busy running around trying to do whatever they're supposed to do on fucking face shit this week, ain't got time to actually think about what they might want or not want. And, all right then. And that's why, you know, people are sheep and Bill Gates is a cunt.
Sheep's cunt.
Mm.
That's what my
Alice has put a good thing. Why are people saying the virus isn't real when they've seen the patent? Yeah, there is a patent or a sheet that looks like a patent floating around when it has been. So I don't know. Are they saying isn't it real? Well, something's real. But have they patented the Emperor's New Clothes?
Virus. There ain't a virus.
Exactly. The patented the Emperor's New Clothes is basically what they've done.
Chinese people got fucking sick, and then they decided that's it. Well, we can fucking make this like pretend that there's a virus. It's all fucking staged. It's all staged. I mean, it'd be interesting to see what Mark Devlin says about it tomorrow. I mean, we've seen his rant, but what he's going to, I think he's got more ideas on it than that. So that should be an interesting show tomorrow night. So please put that in your diary. Don't be late for the show tomorrow night. It'll be myself and Aidan. We'll have Mark Devlin on with us. Yeah.
I just wanted to point people in the direction of probably one of the best videos that I've seen for a while. Oh, come on, that's not what I want. Oh, come on. Sorry, I did have this, but my phone decided that it wanted to reset. Here we go.
By the way, you can give us
out of shadows.
No, sorry. Go on.
Yeah, the guy on YouTube is Out of Shadows.
That one with Stuntman in it.
Yeah, this guy's had 9.1 million views. And I just thought it was a really, really good video. I learned a few bits on it, but there's also loads of quite basic information. I don't think anybody would get lost in it at all. Basically, the guy's a stuntman, after 20 years of playing Batman and 007 and all the rest of it, breaks his back. And then once he steps back from the industry and sees what's going on, starts to realize, hang on a minute, who owns Marvel, Pixar, and all the others, Star Wars? Oh, it's all Disney. And then when he realizes there's a link from the CIA to Disney and the films, so that everything's put into films that they want us to get comfortable. And I mean, really, really interesting stuff. So if anybody's not seen that, I'm just trying to work out how I can. I'll work out how I can stick a link in the chat room while you have your next bit of your rant. But I thought it was really good, that one.
No rant. I've not got no rant, mate. No.
I was
just going to say people gears.
I wanted to ask you about this look up and this Elon Musk thing. Start from the beginning with the Elon Musk thing.
Well, we've been spoon fed. By the way, I was going to say twice. I tried to say it, and we sort of crossed over. Oh, he's on phone. Hello. Oh, yes, your piece is ready. Oh no, every breather. I was going to say, give us a thumbs up if you're watching us on YouTube, or a thumbs down if you don't like what we're doing and what we're saying. This is Raconteurs News. It's myself, Jason Holmes, with Ade Hardy. And we are talking about the COVID-19 con that's going on. And I would just wanted to say we've been conditioned a lot in the last year or 2 years. The Elon Musk, this bloke is like sending shit up to space, doing what NASA can't do. We're like, it's $40 billion a day, dollars a day budget. NASA can't do it, but Elon Musk can do it. And he's sending satellites up, and it's just like, it's just like completely ridiculous that they did the fucking rockets going up and then landing, going up, They put the fucking satellites in space and then landed. And we're supposed to think that there's fucking 25,000 of the fuckers up there.
Hang on a minute. Jace, it didn't only land, it landed on a boat in the middle of the sea.
Oh, yeah.
On a floating platform.
Oh, the fucking hell. Amazing, this. Fucking
you're talking Thunderbirds. We're talking Thunderbirds, aren't we?
We are, and it was Thunderbird fucking... What it? Thunderbird 3 that were...
Yeah, I think it was. I'm just going to see if I can find that link. Just hang on a minute. I need to close that off.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is they've been feeding us with this propaganda for the last couple of years that Elon Musk is doing this stuff, and then even he says it's... I mean, do you remember he put that car in space and no happened to it, and it was just a regular car, and it's floating in space, and it's got this spaceman in it, supposedly, and just complete... And even Elon Musk says, you can tell it's real because it looks fake.
I know, yeah, I can remember that.
Fucking, what's going on? Why is anybody watching this? Is this a cartoon that I'm watching? But they've been feeding that fucker, boom, 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 feeding us that with Elon Musk is doing this, and then suddenly, right, we're in the middle of this fucking coronavirus situation, and now you can see some of Elon Musk's fucking satellites going over the top of your head.
Well, when you sent me that earlier, I looked at it and I just went, well, it's fucking Father Christmas on Christmas Eve, that, isn't it?
Exactly. What's going on? Says Webby in the chat room. Yeah, but then, now we've got, I told you, I said, didn't I? Look, when they look up, they tell you, I said, that's the time when you've got to be on your guard the most, is when they're telling you to look up. Remember the World Trade Center? They would fucking crash planes into the World Trade Center, and while they were during the all confusion, they were taking the gold bullion out from the basement, from the vaults in the basement underneath the World Trade Center, and driving them away, and nobody noticed because everybody were looking up, and that's what they fucking do. You've got to keep on guard. You've got to be on guard now, because where they're telling you to look up, that's a proper distraction. It really is. It's like going, oh, look up in sky, and somebody going, oh, and then you count, you sucker punch them. This is what they do, and it's just don't. There's lights in sky. We know they could do that. The one I saw, that were Tom Crawford's son, I think it were, Craig Crawford. I think it was Tom Crawford's son, but he'd done it in Nottingham. He videoed it in Nottingham, and that were interesting if you watch it, because it's really fucking weird. Let me see if I can find it on Facebook.
Because I've just put a link in. I've just put a link in the chat room. That's the one to Out of Shadows. Shadows. Really, really, really good video. Really good. Some good info in it. Really good info.
Sorry, I'm just trying to find this, and then I'll screen share it just for anybody that's not seen it.
Go on then.
Because it's just, I mean, look,
look at that. Hang on, Mark, Shield Destroyer. How do we know they are merely satellites? There you go.
They're not fucking satellites. They're just fucking lights. Fucking satellites, my arse.
I'll tell you what I have noticed with the odd afternoon when I've been sat in the back garden. There are some planes going over. There's a lot of cargo planes. Because, if you get that, I can't remember what the app's called, that you just hold it up and it tells you what flight it is and where it's going. I'm not some kind of... I have to get myself an anorak. And a lot of it is cargo flights, but there are still some passenger planes going out. Not that many, but... and I don't know about you, but... This morning, I'm trying to think what time, 8:30, 9 o'clock, it sounded like we'd got 5 military helicopters flying over my house.
Yeah.
I don't know if you did that. Bright 77, please stop it.
I found this. Look, fucking hell, stop looking in chat room. Who cares? Look, chat room. Oh, I'm going to have to make somebody... And all those fucking mods have gone. What is he doing that's pissing you off now?
Just every time I see capital letters, I think there's a question that we need to look at. But every post, and there's many of them, have all got capital letters in it.
All right. Well, listen, calm down. With capital letters, bright. Ade, calm down, it says. Look, we are. Right. Okay. Listen, there's obviously tension there between you two. What I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen and play this Tom Crawford's son, I think it is. Craig. There we go. So can you see that?
Yeah.
Right. So if I make that full screen, and this is from Nottingham. I think it was from last night. Can you see him going down? Right. Watch the last one. Just watch the last one. Something comes towards the last one from somewhere else, and then it disappears up towards the top left. There you go. See it? There you go. So that's what that were. So that's Craig Crawford. I think I do believe it's Tom Crawford's son. So stop sharing. There we go.
Yeah, I had seen, there was that one that you sent me on YouTube. I'd seen that one.
Guys, I'm not kidding. I know you can't see me very well, but go look up in the sky. Like, there is, I don't even know, there's something happening, and I'm not kidding. Look outside. So what I'm saying, like, look into the air. They're all, yeah, go look in the sky.
Who's this who's talking?
Don't know.
Unidentified flying objects. They're all spaced out, identically.
It's coming out of my computer, mate. So I'm assuming it's coming from you.
You'll see it. Just look into the sky.
Have you got something playing?
Fucking hell. Fucking Facebook. But what the fuck's that going off, Jose? We've got some fucking weird stuff. Yeah, there is weird stuff going off in the sky, though. I mean, there is. I said to you, when they tell you, when you're looking up, when it's time to look up, that's when the big stuff's going to be fucking going on, because they're telling you, oh, look up there. Well, we passed this legislation that makes it, impossible for you to even own any property anymore or do anything, because under new coronavirus legislation, nobody who's infected, nobody who's not been vaccinated may, there'll be towns built, camps for people that are not vaccinated. We'll be the zombies, but the real zombies are the ones out there with a vaccine who are going and clapping. Yeah, look at the NHS. Yeah, they've got loads of time.
On a Thursday night,
dancers and stuff.
On a Thursday night when they do that, can you imagine being one of the elites and just looking down and thinking, we knew you were stupid, but fucking hell, you are really dumb fuckers.
Yeah, of course they are. They're always doing that. That's what they do. This is how dumb we think you are.
But people seriously, cheering, not just encouraging, asking for and paying for, but cheering for their own imprisonment. Fucking.
Well, weren't they a concert overnight where they were all these stars fucking, Elton John's probably just fucking. Let's not. But these stars that did this concert, they were all at home, and there were people watching it and donating. They wanted to raise 100 million quid, I think.
For what?
for coronavirus, to fight it. To fight it. It needs money. We need some weapons. It's a new fucking thing. You see now, before when we had bogeymen, we could prove that they were right. We could prove it. Now they when it's so fucking obvious, they get to a point where it's got to be a virus because there's not many people who are virologists.
No. No.
So there's not going to be many people that are going to be, informed enough to know what it is, what it really is. And so, it's how thick do we think you are? Let's see how much we can get away with. Right. What we'll do is we'll take away your booze. First, we'll take your football away. We'll take your sports. No fucking sports. No fucking sports at all. I mean, imagine that. Sports. You've had your fucking knob and your balls chopped off so that you compete in fucking women's Olympics, and then they're cancelled. Imagine fucking how disappointed you're going to be. You're going to feel, aren't you? No knob, no balls. Oh, no Olympics, no gold medal, no fuck all. It's just they took away your football, then they take away your work. So what really makes you feel as though you're contributing to society and doing doing something for your family and providing for your family. They're putting people in helpless, people that were before were self-sufficient, and now being put into helpless situations because, like you, exactly, just like you, and there's millions and millions more. This is the fucking true cost of all this, and we're all
acquiescence,
and we're all saying, "Oh, we'll all be on his back gardens filming when Elon Musk's fucking Santa and all fucking Dancer, Prancer, Wanker, Chancer, and Twanter or whatever fucking go flying over my head, and I'm watching this show. This is good. It's great. It's absolutely fucking brilliant. So, I'll clap on a fucking Wednesday out of my door. I ain't got to go to work or do fuck all. Then it starts to fucking dawn on you. All these things that were said at the beginning that were said in, just in the fact that, just to justify the lockdown, that will help you, we'll do this, we'll do that, and we'll do other. When that's then you've got so many fucking hurdles put up in front of you that you just can't be asked to get over them. You can't be asked to get over them. People just lose faith in everything, and it's just a fucking right. What it's mental nuclear war. That's what this show is called. I've called this show. It is mental nuclear war, and the fucking you've got to have a brain like a cockroach to survive it. Unfortunately, we're cockroaches because we can survive this. But other people. I mean, imagine you've got your 25-year-old bloke, and he lives with his girlfriend, and they've perhaps got a kid, but he's used to going out on the weekend all the time and getting away from her, and not really having to have much to do. He had his life, and he had his own life as well, and now he's just got his own life. It's not got his football anymore. He can't watch that. He can't argue over what to watch on telly because there isn't no. But they're put into fucking. What about people who are in domestic violence situations? They're stuck. Yeah, they're stuck with their abuser.
What I've noticed, there's a lot of on the TV at the minute, horror stuff. Like around Halloween, of course they show Carrie, they show Freddy Krueger, the Friday the 13th, all that usual, batch of 20, 25 films. 10 of them are probably the core, but, there's about 20, 25 of them. And they all get shoveled around all the TV channels every year round about Halloween. Was it last night or the night before? It was like that. I don't know what the relevance was of the date. No idea. Would have been, 18th maybe? I don't know if there's a relevance to the date, but just about anything that was listed was horror stuff. And not just one or two. It was like all evening on quite a few channels. Quite a lot. So but I tell you what is fucking so in your face at the moment. Charity.
Oh
Charity.
my God! You want a tenner for this? £5 for that? £4 for that? £4 for that? These poor cunts in fucking who are starving to death. No, they do that. Shall I tell you what? I'll tell you what as well. I saw something. I don't know if there's any veracity to it at all. But you know the old guy who did 100 laps.
Oh yeah,
Got
I did hear about this. Just remind me, but I do remember 100 laps.
Yeah, he did 100. A 99-year-old war veteran went round his garden to raise money. He wanted to raise £1,000. A different story.
Yeah.
Wanted to raise £1,000, walked around his garden 100 times. Right. Anyway, I ended up raising 22 million. I mean, absolutely brilliant. 22 million pounds. But that, I can just imagine, when first of all, this is the first thing I want to say is that can you just imagine when that went, and they couldn't, the people couldn't ignore it. When media got hold of that, right?
Yeah.
You can imagine how many people were there advising him who took over the fucking the GoFundMe account. Who were there fucking been loads of people wanting to get hold of that to be trustee of that GoFundMe account. And also somebody said, and I don't know if there's any truth in this, but somebody said that apparently one of his grandchildren and their husband, or the other way around, the wife, are part of the company that processes the payments for GoFundMe. And so somebody had worked it out and done it down, and they must have made about the GoFundMe account. It must have made in commission somewhere around. It must have made around £1 million in commission that has just gone. Then you can imagine when they got hold of the fucking 20 million quid that were left, that it would have just got fucking eaten up in NHS. That's all it would have done. It just got eaten up. It wouldn't have even been a fucking drop in the ocean. But this, I don't know whether he was supposed to be related to these people that were involved with GoFundMe. I don't know about that. I don't want to make that accusation at all. But what I do want to do is what I do want to say is that what's happened is this guy has gone out and he's walking around his garden and he thinks he's doing what he is doing. He is doing a good thing. He's raising money for the NHS. How that gets fucking done, swallowed up, we all know what will happen to that. But really, I mean, the only thing that really has happened is that we're going to when he dies, it'll be on news. That's it. That's his thing. That's the only thing that he's ever going to get out of this, is that when he dies eventually, he's 99. He's not, but he's going to get mention on news, and that's just the way that we fucking the money and what we're given for the money is so fucking different. Like you said, there's charities about £5 here, 10 of there, 15 quid there, and then they start fucking. Then the somebody mentioned in chat room earlier on, I think it was Bandit Buster actually, that said that these fucking companies, these adverts that were to take some money out of your own, equity release, they were disappeared. I've noticed the funeral plans ones.
Well, the equity release ones we're going to need again, aren't we? Soon, because everybody's going to be wanting. They're going to need to under whatever new financial system we have, because the only way they're going to have of affording to buy food is by selling bits of their houses month by month to the banks. And then when you really, really, really can't afford it, they'll just come and repossess your house that they never possessed in the first place. Because that's where this is going, even for the people that have already bought and paid for their houses.
And on that sunny note,
yeah,
the fucking COVID-19 pandemic thing behind him.
Anybody would think I was a conspiracy theorist.
Hey, I've not heard all about Ian Crane, which is good news, I suppose. No news is good news. So he must have be on the mend. So anybody knows anything about Ian Crane, how he's going on at the moment, if you could just probably chat room, just let us know. I would be very interested in that. Thank you very much. Because it looked really bad over Easter weekend, didn't it?
Yeah, apparently not good. But yeah, as I say, if anybody's got any news on that, yeah. Sorry, a guy that I used to watch a load of his videos about Thailand, probably for about 3 years, with some really, really, really good information. I found out he died the other day, which sort of caught me a bit. You know, somebody who was just giving up his own time. I don't think he even, what do you call it, monetized his YouTube account. He just used to put loads and loads of really helpful stuff up, just things that he'd got wrong and learnt. So he'd told people what he'd learnt so that, you know, you didn't make the same mistakes that he did. Really, really decent guy. And I heard that he died the other day. It was quite, I don't know. You know, when you get a really good guy, it's sad to hear anybody's died. But when you get somebody who's died, who's given lots to people he never even met, just gave it because he could, that's a top bloke, isn't it?
Well, Richard Kismet's put a post on Twitter, so I don't you really use Twitter. And Brian Gerrish says he ain't out of the woods, but he's going okay. So all the best here. God willing, you'll get through that. So yeah, all our thoughts are with Ian Crane. Fleeting thoughts, but you know, you see that really bugs me when people say that my thoughts are with the family. It's not, is it? It's a fleeting thought in your mind. You think, fucking hell, poor family and poor person, and well, it just goes through your mind. So, you know, it is a fleeting thought, but it is an honest, fleeting thought.
Yeah, exactly,
Ade. Look at those glasses wearers as well. We got some stick, you know, when what's his face came on with his Deirdre's. Remember?
Deirdre, yeah, no, my word.
Yeah, when Deirdre came on, yeah.
Yeah, but which one at Thunderbirds? There was the one with the glasses. Was that Virgil?
No, it was Brains, weren't it?
Was it? No, weren't the one that... Oh, it were Brains, yeah. It were Brains. That'll do. I'll take that one. I'll be Brains.
Well, they were all named after astronauts, weren't they? Apart from Brains, who were named after the guy that thought up the old astronaut. Yeah, they were all Virgil. They were all named after astronauts.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, on Thunderbirds. Yeah, they were. Believe me. Apart from Brains.
I've just seen. No, there was something that Webby put up that I missed, and I'm. Hang on a minute. Oh, come on, Webby. What did you say? It's not very often Webby says something that strikes me. No, I'm joking. Here we go. That was it. NHS 13 billion debt wiped. So the old guy walking around his back garden has raised pure profit for the new owners of NHS PLC. That's a good point, that.
Yeah, it is. It is. And God bless him. God bless him. At least he'll get on.
He's doing well, doesn't he? You know.
He'll get on news when he farts, he'll get on news, unlike us. I mean, you know, what more can you do?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, you've lived. I mean, you know, you've lived a great life. He's obviously gone through a war and stuff, so he's a bit of a hero anyway. Then he does this stuff, and he's going to get his moment when he passes away, which we hope is not until he's 150. People do live to that age, so don't they? They do, don't you know? You know, you do that,
do. Yeah.
You get these tribes, you know, like in middle jungle and that nobody's ever seen, and then somebody goes along and they see him and everything. And if they don't get speared, then and they see him and they find out that there's like all elders are like 120 and 130, but their years are probably shorter than our years. Do you think that's right? Do you think that's how they work? Do you think their years, if you're not a discovered civilization, are your years the same as our years, or are they shorter, or are they long?
I don't know, because we've had lots and lots of different calendars, haven't we? It's like in what is it in Thailand 2258, is it or something? I can't remember what year it is this year. Because they're working on a different calendar, which I'm assuming, and I really don't know, but I'm assuming it's something to do with a Buddhist. So what year is it? You know, how long we've been on this calendar? A couple of 100 years or something? I don't know. Guessing.
I think nearly about 400 years, isn't it?
Is it? You know, and apparently we had a different calendar before then. So, as I say, what year is it really? It's somebody else's number, isn't it? Somebody else's number.
What if like, you know, time and years and that? What if it's not in numbers?
Exactly.
It might not be in numbers. It might be in depth or width.
That was the other comment I'd looked at. Maximizer, US oil prices plunge below zero. Didn't know that.
Oh. Yeah, I know oil prices were going down, but didn't realise they were that. Hello all, is Jace getting an anal probe off Draconians working with Q? Yeah, that's that bit. I think he might be referring to the thing behind me. Yeah. Yes. Right. Anyway, if anybody wants to come on, let's have a conversation. Anybody want to come on?
I was just going to say, I have been speaking to Bex today, and she's got some stuff that she's got bubbling. So once she says she's got it all in her head properly, she wants to come on and talk about that. I'll not be tonight, but of course tomorrow got Mark Devlin on. Sorry, did we mention that?
We've got to keep mentioning it.
We have definitely
keep mentioning it. The more and more you say it, the truer it becomes.
Yeah, but the lady that I spoke to earlier, who kind of comes at it from a spiritual or a sort of a yoga way of looking at life, I think she'll be really interesting, and she has said that in the future she will come on. So, looking forward to getting her on. Looking forward to that.
Yeah. Yes. Well, anyway, if you want to come on, I'll tell you what I'll do is I'll pop the link in the chat room. And then if anybody oh, no, that's not it. I'm going to do that again. Anybody wants to come on, just if we don't like it, look here and that.
No, we don't. What we want is for, if you're going to come on, we don't want you to ask us what we think. We want you to create a debate or give us something to talk about, or something, a contribution, non-financial.
How is lockdown for you? Are you what that Bright? I don't know how that it's helped Joel in what she's doing for them.
I know.
It's good. It's good. Anyway, do you know what? You know what I think I might do? Is I might put a record on, and see if I can get me sent downstairs in me TARDIS.
You want to? Why do you want to put a record? Why? What do you need to do?
I need to go and get a drink. I'm like fucking stoked. Yeah.
Oh. Why don't you bang on the floor and don't your missus come running upstairs?
So that again?
Don't you just bang on the floor and then Danielle comes running upstairs?
Well, because she's in bedroom now, next door. She's gone to bed.
Right, okay.
She's working,
Yeah.
It's she's working from home, but she's working, so she has to be up at a certain time. Not like me. I mean, I've been, I think about 11:30 today, and before yesterday 12:30, 1 o'clock, something like that. But I've been sleeping loads. I've been falling asleep in the afternoon as well. I don't know what it is, whether it's 5G. I've been shitting like really funny times. It's everything's just goes completely.
You know these lights. Then what do you think they are? Because I mean, I've not seen them, but assuming they are there and people have really filmed that and it is what it is. Any ideas?
Yeah, the lights. They're just lights. It's just a light show. There's no satellites up there, and you certainly don't see them going in a line like that. For God's sake, come on, can't we have a grown-up conversation? Space ain't real, right? It just ain't. Going to space ain't real. All right, space might be real. You can't go. You could not get those. You could not get if in a vacuum. Can you imagine getting those fucking things, whatever they are? They're about the size of a car, aren't they? Satellites, and all lined up. And shut up. Have a day off. For God's sake. Yeah, setting the scene for a fake alien invasion. There you go, Shield Destroyer. That could be it as well. It's just
Well,
crazy.
about 3 weeks ago, didn't we ask that question? You know, phony virus, phony alien invasion. You know, that's it. Checkmate.
Oh,
Well, for the elites, isn't it?
yeah, we've got a caller.
Have we got a caller?
We have, yes.
Who is it?
It's him.
Good evening.
Oh,
Yeah,
how
man.
you doing, mate?
Hey, Bo.
Say it
All
again.
right.
How are you going?
So, how are you, Bo?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you.
Okay.
Yes, the famous Mr.
Sorry?
Owen Lloyd Martin is with us.
There you go, Owen Lloyd Martin. How you doing, mate? How
Hi,
is
guys.
Portugal at the moment?
I'm losing signal from you, though. It's very, very choppy.
Is it? No. I once went in some sea that were choppy.
You see, everything keeps going. I asked a question earlier on.
What was that?
I asked a question earlier on. There you go. Oh, God, there we go. It's funny that, you know, that masks are going to be worn all, and how are you going to readdress the old Asian ladies with the burqas? Or whatever they call it. The mask close the eyes thing.
The letterbox look, as Boris Johnson would say.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah,
That one. Because you just got to look at all the rules, really. Now, I mean, I've seen loads of videos of all over the place, all over, where you've got the police stopping people from going out.
Yeah.
And yet they're not, they're not distancing. They're certainly not wearing any masks. It's like you were saying, I was getting right earlier on, Jason, when you were saying that everything is just so obvious, but yet nobody has done it. You're seeing things happening in the States at the moment. The States are, all over Michigan, Ohio, they're all getting out and doing their bit. I thought the UK would be well up for doing some.
Yeah, I thought a couple of weeks ago somebody said to me, "Oh, this martial law thing will never happen because they ain't got enough coppers to stand on every street." And then when what's happened has happened, which is where they don't need coppers because 5 out of 10, well, 9 out of 10 houses would grass you up if you went outside, probably. So they've got them. They've got the sheep policing the sheep.
Yeah.
How much of that news and that, Jason, is on normal news? Do you know about what's kicking off in the States?
No, nothing. There'll be no on regular news.
I mean, I don't watch it, so if nobody's gonna, if nobody in England,
So you're not seeing any sort of
the normal TV.
TV.
If people in normal sort of land in England can't turn on the TV and that vision of people kicking off in America and kicking them in the face because it's come from the BBC or Sky or whatever, they'll not believe it. And that's the only thing that we have learned. That I'm not sure. I'm really, really not sure what people has got happened to people before they'll stop taking it up the arse and lubing it up on the way in.
Yeah, I mean,
I mean, there's loads of things. I mean, I'm you know, all the things that's been posted, you know, Fullerton Informer, you know, or just all the stuff that's coming in now. This is going to sound really stupid, but people like us that have known shit like this has been going on for a while, we know there's all these multitude of people doing all these videos.
Yeah.
But what about just back and letting people ingest everything rather than bombarding them with everything all the time? Give them a little bit isn't on our side, but at least then people have the chance to take little bits in. To get into loads of information, you know, depending on what their attention span is, you may lose them in minutes.
Yeah.
People want to get the message out. Make sure that your sources are good and you're not bombarding people with technical. Get that. People will switch off.
Speaking of
which, I'm seeing more and more.
Go on, Jason.
I didn't hear any of that, Jason, because you keep.
Yeah, because I stopped when you were carried on. You were still talking. Sorry, I forgot what I'm going to say. Just completely fucking forgot. It's that 5G. I'm expecting it.
No, it's 420.
Where is he anyway tonight? We had Lado Shilling other night, didn't we? Is he not?
Yeah, Shield Destroyers, isn't he?
No, not Shield Destroyer. I'm talking about fucking Garrett. We're in one of his fucking things. Listen, if anybody wants to ring in, you can. I'll post it again. So anybody can ring in and join us. There's myself, Ade, and Owen Lloyd Martin. We're talking coronavirus. I am going to go downstairs for a drink. So, here we go. Webby's on. Webby's here. Here he is. What he's got. This is what I needed. See this, and now I can go downstairs and get a drink. We've got Webby on.
Yeah, but what we've got to do is this first. Right, are you ready? I'm going to ask Webby a question, and then in 25 minutes he's going to come up for breath. Okay, Webby. What's going on?
Oh, for fuck's sake, mate. I've been asking the same. As soon as Jason come on, he said, what's going on? I was screaming at the screen. What's going on? The stuff that I've got sent today, I've sent it to you, Ed. You've seen it, haven't you?
Which one was that one?
The patents and the public health.
For coronavirus, yeah.
It's not only the patent for coronavirus, there's a patent for a commercial digital chip. That's from Microsoft as well. That patent, believe it or not, is 060060060. Something like that. It's got the 666 in it. You know, you're starting to write this stuff. You're starting to write this stuff, but
it's amazing, isn't it? This is what I was saying about stuff being obvious. So obvious in people's faces, and people just aren't connecting the dots at all.
I got sent a public health document.
By the way, that 666 thing, it's fake.
Oh right, okay.
It's fake. I'm sorry, it is fake. But carry on. I'm going for a drink.
Okay, mate. What was I going to say? Oh, I got sent the public health document, and the public health document was for infectious diseases in detention centres and prisons.
Right.
And the document is dated 2015, and it's got listed the SARS-CoV-2/COVID-19.
And it's dated 2015.
And the document is dated 2015. I've sent it you on WhatsApp. Now, interesting to that was I can't remember. I think it's called Perbright, which is a company that Bill Gates's foundation owns, had a patent for a coronavirus, SARS-CoV-2, in 2015. Now, the COVID-19, the document has been changed recently. The document I've got is, I don't know if it's an original or what, but it's listed in that. Somebody who saw it went and did a bit more digging and came back, and it's on my wall. that he found that it had been adjusted and COVID had been entered post that, and it had been entered on the 10th of March 2020. However, the SARS-CoV-2 and COVID-19 are alleged the same. That's what they're stating. If SARS-CoV-2 was known of in 2015, what's going on? if every insurance company is claiming that this virus is an act of God and people are buying into that, guess what? Insurance companies aren't paying out on anything. People are losing everything. This is Agenda 21 going on steroids, and people are banging pots and pans and clapping on a Thursday.
Yeah. It is. It's Agenda 21, and we all went, yeah, all right. What are they? Then they called it Agenda 2030. Yeah.
Well, Agenda 2030 is the twist,
us,
because it seems like this is social conditioning to see people queuing round car parks and then comparing that to thousands of people in cars queuing to get food in America because they can't go back to work. You know, pubs are now being told that we're being told aren't going to open until Christmas. Yet the legislation states that if you can work from home, work from home. If you can't, you shouldn't really go to work unless you have to. Well, if you have to go to work, then you have to go. You can't work from home. The legislation doesn't say you can't work. It's people are reading it into as law. But you know, these tests, you can see where it's been tested a bit stronger in places where the police are chancing their arm. I mean, Accrington's just been hammered over that. Did you see the copper who was saying, "I'll nick you for anything, I'll just make something up"?
No.
Did you see that, Owen?
Is that Leeds? Was that in Leeds?
No, that's Accrington.
I think it was in Leeds, wasn't it?
No, it was Accrington.
Ah, right, okay.
They confronted a motorist, and this fellow had got out and says, "Well, what have I done? You don't need to have done anything." "Well, give me your name." "I don't need to tell you my name." So he said, "I'll nick you if you don't tell me your name. What are you going to nick me for?" And he went right up to him, chest to chest. He went, "Maybe fronting a policeman, Public Order Act. Who are they going to believe? Who are they going to believe?" All on camera. And the Greater Manchester Police are going, "Yeah, we're going to have to apologise about that." Wow. The world's going bonkers. Did
he not realise this guy had got his camera phone out?
Though, isn't it?
I don't know. Maybe it was the roids, mate. I don't know, because he carried his carpets over to him. He stuck his chest into him. It was just all uncalled for. But you're starting to see that more and more. You know, people. I posted an article earlier where there's a part where police have taped, you know, virtually crime scene that's every park bench. You can't sit on a park bench. I'm pretty sure that's an health and safety issue if you've got a 70-odd-year-old lady walking past who needs somewhere to sit down. But, you know, it's Corona. It's Corona. Well, we're not liable. And bodies could be taken straight to crematorium. This is, you could clear up a lot of crime scenes with the system that's coming in. I think Stalin would have liked it. Mao would have definitely liked it. Hitler maybe on some level, and I think Churchill would have loved to have done it.
Tell you what, they all make fucking Maggie Thatcher look friendly, don't they?
Yeah, and she tried to fuck us all with poll tax until people said, no, that's all they did. No,
exactly.
We're not doing this. Oh, yeah, you're right, we'll back down. But people are banging pots and pans. Yes, let's all pay £500 a month each. Come on! It's bollocks, mate. Social conditioning.
Yeah, of course it is. Yeah.
I noticed today in the States as well, because they've had lots of reports on kids on skate parks. So they've now got sand. One skate park in here has brought in sand to put all over the skate park so the kids can't go out and socialise.
No way.
So it's a mad and crazy world we're living in, guys.
I just posted though, Owen, within an hour of them leaving, the kids turned up, cleared all the sand off the skate park and carried on.
Kids are great. Fantastic.
Quite right.
But they are going bonkers. I
That-
mean, they did the lagoon thing or the quarry at Derby, didn't they? They
Yeah,
put
yeah,
Derby
in
that.
Buxton, yeah.
It's weird. I don't understand this mentality, but they seem to have all the followers who want to crack on with it, so to speak.
Mm.
Yeah,
Don't send it to
I'm back. I'm back, by the way, everybody.
We've got echoes coming in. Webby, have you got?
No, I've got my headphones in, mate.
I've got some weird echoing going on.
How's that?
from me.
No, I think it's gone now.
Hello?
That's gone.
Yeah, that's good. What is it that the red one from Mark Shoulders throw a few minutes ago? What did he put in? I thought it was a really good point. Oh yeah, Webber, you forgot to mention Pol Pot. I thought that was funny. Where's the one that Shoulders throw put in? Oh, I can't find it. Can't find it. Oh, when Heath put in that Virgin Australia were going bust.
Yeah,
Virgin Airlines have been have said that if they're not don't get a £500 million bailout from government, they're going to go bust. So Virgin, owned by Richard Branson, who sued the NHS, who were now stood on our doors, whacking pots and pans together and fucking masturbating, in some sort of fucking satanic ritual towards the people that are fucking keeping us in his houses. And that cunt's fucking, he wants a bailout from government. And plus, Denmark did something today. Denmark who said that any companies that were registered offshore wouldn't be entitled to any compensation, any bailouts or anything like that. So that's an interesting development. That's something perhaps we should all pick up.
That's what you get for not paying taxes, I suppose.
Well,
Yeah.
Weefy Man posted about your mates, Jason. I posted the article earlier. What about your mates, the Beckhams, bankrupt? They're asking for public taxpayer money.
Really? Are they bankrupt?
the Beckhams are bankrupt.
Yeah,
Really?
What?
They're asking for public taxpayer bailout.
Oh, Dental. What? Why? What do they fucking?
It's a Daily Express article. I'll tell you what, if I can get it here, I'll get the link for you.
Hey, I've got more money than David Beckham at last.
Rich tourists have been flouting coronavirus lockdown rules by using private jets to fly out of the UK and back in, according to a report. An investigation by the Times revealed that a total of 545 private jets have landed in the UK since the lockdown began on March 23rd, including from countries most affected by the Corona-19. So that's 15 flights from the States, 25 from Spain, 27 from France, and 32 from Germany reported. So they're taking the piss. Lockdown, yeah, these people with the money are able to come and go as they please. How's that right?
Yeah.
They're coming in contact.
Well, do you think
Absolutely.
if Madonna wanted to go anywhere, they'd say no to her?
I didn't hear any of that, Ade, sorry.
Say, do you think if Madonna wanted to go take a trip, do you think they'd say anything to her?
Madonna's falling
They cast a
apart.
spell, wouldn't she?
Well, I mean, she's just the high priestess of fucking wankers, isn't she? Her?
Well, you're the fucking king of wankers. You tell us.
No, she's just, every single one of her fucking videos is just like a satanic ritual. I mean, everything about everything that she does.
Lisbon, apparently.
You what, sorry?
She's got a place in Lisbon, in Portugal, apparently.
Oh, is she?
Is Madonna. Not that it matters, yeah.
No.
I don't know if she's still in Portugal, but she's certainly got a place in Portugal.
She's hid Madeleine McCann in a fucking, I don't know, in some skin folds that she must have. It's not natural, is it? Not natural.
No.
No. It's not natural. I mean, you've got fucking. You post tons of fucking stuff on this COVID-19.
Yeah.
Where do you think lockdown's going to end? Do you think it's going to end, or do you think it's just going to be sort of an infinitum?
Well, they don't have to end it. I mean, Paris have got to think about it now because they're rioting. Germany are on the streets. They've got to think about ending it. The Americans are already thinking about it, but they're protesting. Nothing's happening in here. We're still clapping and banging pots and pans. So they're legally obligated to review this every 3 weeks. So that's all. I don't think you can look to the end of that because you can talk about the infrastructure that's going in. The 5G stuff is going up, and I've seen an article today where the tech company who's been fitting the 5G stuff are asking conspiracy theorists to stop burning them down.
I think there's 55, isn't they gone? 55
that's going to encourage them.
I believe, yeah. Well, everybody's getting all this mixed information, and we're all trying to suss bits out of it. The COVID stuff for me, I keep seeing people posting about more deaths of COVID, yet it can't be tested for. The testing for combinant, the testing for RNA, the testing for bits of whatever you'd had, of whatever flu you'd had, and the antibodies, the testing them, they're going to test positive more than likely for corona, especially using kits that are tending to prove 80% positive, false readings. And then on top of that, if you've had the flu jab, it's got corona in it, so you're going to test positive. So if you take all of that, then you take the patents and who has the patents, you take the public health document that is listing COVID-19 5 years ago in public health documents that they didn't know about until the earliest November, December last year, January. And then you look at who had the patent for that coronavirus in 2015, SARS-CoV. You look who's linked with that, and you look who's offering not only the vaccine, but the chip that has got biometrically programmed for digital commerce. What, is that like a conspiracy too far? When you see connections like that, and you can see a pattern forming, the first time you could let it go, the second time, third, fourth time, you go, oh, hang on a minute, but this fella is showing up everywhere. And he's being promoted everywhere. He's got the money, he's got the funds, whatever we think money is, because when the NHS have 13 billion white, that means that loan, that debt has got to come from somewhere. Nobody's just going to forgive it, so they're going to get something out of it. So somebody now owns shares in the NHS trust, whatever. That's going to get dissected up, and all these ventilators are being stored. Donald Trump said the other day, that we've had ventilators, thousands of them. We've had them for weeks. We don't need them, so we're stockpiling them. So there's something not right about this whole situation.
What is going on, man? What is going on? Do you think? Listen, I've got a point to make, and I want to ask each of you, Ade, both Ade and Owen, and you, Paul, Ade, and Owen. If you don't know where he is in this court. End of my finger when it was like that. It was like an Owen there. So what I'm going to ask you all. I mean, we seem to be in a situation where what people crave the most is things going back to normal, and they will do whatever they are told is the next step towards things getting back to normal, because that's what people want. Now,
I think you're right. I think you're bang on right.
They want normality.
But just give me a second. This is the question I want to ask you, is that is that the people who are most likely to resist are older, and the people that are more likely to just go along with it are younger. We'd agree on that, wouldn't we? So would you think? I mean, we're all probably older. I don't know how old you are, Owen. I know black don't crack, but I don't think you're a teenager. Are you? What? How old are you?
I'm 50.
Was that 50?
You what? Sorry. Say it again.
52, Jen. 52.
Right, we've got you. You just kept 52. Fuck off. Fucking
Sorry.
52. That's 52 as I am fucking two-legged. For fuck's sake, man. Jesus Christ. Anyway, the point is, what I wanted to ask you all is, do you think that this is something that is being engineered in order to make another slice between people who are older versus people who are younger? I don't know what that cut-off point would be, but there certainly would be one at some point. The younger people that were more prone to take the chip because they thought it were cool, and it's going to be able to make them do anything, fucking make them into super people, just go boom, and they paid for something, it's just Darren Brown or whatever. So we've had this before with Brexit. We're old versus young. Do you think this is another chapter in that? And who do you think is going to come out on top?
I think if you look at it on a purely an age thing, you'll get the young free thinkers who will go, they're not sticking a chip in me. And you'll get the young robots who will go, oh, yes, I'll do that. Because so you'll always have a split, even in an age group, obviously. I would think that any way they can divide and conquer, they will use. And anything that looks like a weak point in the armour, they'll just use it, stick a knife in it, and turn a tiny hole into a big tear, because that's what they do. They'll use anything. But yeah, I think age will come into it. In the same way that when they use the age thing, it's almost like you'll be dead soon, so why should you have an opinion? That's kind of the attitude that is sort of behind that. And I wouldn't be surprised. But in the same way that they got... what's that fucking silly bitch who stands and talks about climate change that's not real?
Greta Thunberg.
Who?
Greta Thunberg.
That's her, yeah. They almost used her to completely bypass your parents' opinion. It was almost like, oh, my parents are old, so I'm not believing them, I'm going to believe in this young girl. And almost to the point where, exactly to the point where the kids believe something with a screen much more than they believe their parents. Whereas generations ago, they'd have spoken to the parents about it. But now they don't happen. Because
that Greta, in a couple of years' time, she'll be doing pornos. I'm telling you, that's all fucking gone. It didn't work. And this is another thing. How many times has things not worked, and then suddenly it's another thing, and you never hear about that thing again? Remember Coney 2012? Remember that? Were it Coney 2012 where it was supposed to be a guy that were in Africa and he were murdering lots of African girls and doing and kids and stuff like that, and it turned out to be a load of bollocks. He'd been dead for fucking 2 years before it even came out. And then the bloke who fucking did it, who set it all up, he gets arrested running around naked in fucking California, with his bollocks out, and completely start bollock naked, rambling on like an idiot, and gets sectioned. It doesn't fucking take a genius, does it, to work out? It's just fucking... I think we've worked it out. I think we've seen that. I mean, this. Let's just. Sorry, we'll go to you, Lloyd Owen. I keep calling you Lloyd. I don't know why.
Lloyd Owen.
Corner. I know Lloyd's your middle name, but it's just I just keep calling it you for some reason. Lloyd. Anyway, Owen, that one. Did I just say it again?
Yeah, you did. That's what was fucking funny.
I didn't, did I?
Anyway,
Owen, the generation gap.
Look at America. America's been grooming the kids for years, haven't they? Well, like I was it's for years. I mean, they've been asking the kids to join the Navy with all the technology, all the war games and all the rest of it. So they've looked to do this no matter what country, and they're priming the kids to take over and to follow their orders.
Yeah,
it's just like you just said. Then they're not going to listen to the older ones; they're going to listen to the ones of their own. So Mark will probably tell you about that tomorrow night. Have you got a guest on tomorrow night?
Yeah, I think we've got Mark Devlin on tomorrow night, haven't we?
Who's that?
DJ. Never.
Yeah. So, but I mean, you've got your Biebers and all the rest of it that all the kids are following. So if they're going to come out with a message, the kids are going to follow that rather than turn around and listen to the parents. So they're all involved with it: the music industry, the film industry, the whole lot. I think there's definitely a gap there, and it's a gap that's been placed there. They started by breaking the family home up with a family unit, and now they're splitting generations apart. So it's all part of a plan. These are the future orders I can see.
And that's the reason for us to not give up on people. When we say we fell out with people, Ade, we're talking about he's fell out with his sister. That's a good point to make, is that we shouldn't really, give up on people. We should still, to a degree, not exactly be pumping it into the rears into their ears, not their rears. But kill them letters. Don't fucking say, aren't they? Yeah, but go on. Webby, the generation gap. Where is it? And who's winning? Are we on the winning team, or are we destined to die in our seats with our green screens on?
Well, considering I've interacted with young lads like 21 onwards. A lot of them have been scared for the families because the grands have got COPD and all that kind of stuff. But none of them have really fell for it, because a lot of them have a very healthy mistrust of the system. So I don't find that the younger ones who, shall we say, like my type of education, the ones who are really educated, they're the ones that are going to go with this. They're the ones that think that, waggling your penis in front of something to get something, a bit like Pavlov's dog. They think, well, the easier the better. Cashless society, that'll be much better. No cash anymore. And they don't see what they're being walked into. You don't see what's happened in China. You don't see that grid, that surveillance grid that's 24/7. You don't see the grasses that are getting paid. The mayor of New York, I think it was it Cuomo? In his briefing, he said, remember the old saying, snitches get stitches? He said, in this case, snitches get rewards. So remember, you just said divide, Ed?
Yeah.
So I'm worried about those educated ones, because all these 20,000 coppers, a lot of them now, they want them to go through the police college and come out with a degree the other side and be able to state legislation verbatim. Now, anybody who you can go on social media, you'll find people saying Magna Carta, that doesn't apply to me. This is not being asked of you. This is now a consent that they presume that they now overtook with martial law by ramping it up based on something that might not be quite true. And people are banging pots and pans.
Yep.
So and like you said, I think, Ed, I don't know what to say to those people anymore. So we've got no football to talk about. So conversations are getting less and less.
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking the other day, right? Well, I was just thinking then, when you were talking about some points, somebody said something about points. And then I thought to myself, well, what do points make? And then it'll be social credits, won't it? And there'll be game shows in future where you'll be able to get some sort of credit. What have you won? You've won a year's completely free. No, you're free to go on. You've got to pay for it, but you're free to go on the railways for a year. It's social credits on the game shows. Hey, the price is right. Come on down. It's just.
Everything that's in it, I'm not surprised if we see a Hunger Games, The Running Man, and any other top big film that we've been read in the past life. I see it, the Hunger Games, fucking, the whole lot, because we've been primed for it. I mean, one of the things that's been running today is the people at the 2012 Olympics, the opening ceremony, and linking it towards the virus, and it's that that's the thing that really pisses me off. Something that is and so obvious that people will just look at it and go, oh well, yeah, they did it, so they did it, so what? They're not connecting that this is happening now.
Isn't it? Artistic and coincidental, that's what you get.
Yeah,
it's
there are too many for me now. There are too many coins and matching. Too many things, too many things are connecting. If you look at it all, the political side of it all, it will all lead to one fucking place or one room. We know that.
Owen, Lloyd, mate, you don't have to Owen, does it?
What?
That what you were talking about before, the 2012 opening games. Didn't that have a whatever float or whatever you call them, of Boris in bed with a cough and a thing coming out?
Yes, Boris sits up. It's a big Boris that sits up in the bed. Yeah.
That's in 2012, and then he's got coronavirus allegedly.
That was in 2012, and like from 2015, that mentioned about COVID, and it's just all things like that. I'm not posting things like that now on Facebook because all I can do is just tell people not to, because you can talk until, well, not me blue in the face, probably a bit olive in the face, but and they still won't listen. You know what I mean? They still won't listen. They just sit on the fence and watch it all go by. But what are they going to do when they start knocking on the door, start dragging the family out? Virus. What are they going to do then?
Martin, Neom,
I'll tell you what it'll be. It'll be a case of.
Sorry?
I said Martin Neom all the time. If you don't, do you know who Martin Neom is, Owen? He was a fella who.
No, go on, please.
He was a fella who was in Germany in World War II, and as it started, they set fire to the Parliament building and they called it on the immigrants. They started to round up all the immigrants. He wasn't an immigrant, so he said nothing. They started to come for the trade unionists. He wasn't in trade union, so he said nothing. They came for the Jews. He wasn't Jewish, so he said nothing. By the time they came for him, there's nobody left to say anything. So this was a question asked to this. He was now a pastor in America after the war at a protest. And he was obviously, as a pastor, I can't remember what he was there for, but they were saying, shouldn't you be protesting against this? He went, well, I don't agree with this. He says, but I agree with their right to be able to say it. And that's how the story come out. And that's what they'll do. It's like Ade saying, it's divide and conquer. You've got neighbours grassing on neighbours now. That brings a dangerous situation because, the American Civil War turned brother against brother. They do like a bit of chaos, these people.
Oh, they love it.
Just a bit.
Don't they?
Just a bit, absolutely, mate. They thrive on it. They like the facts. I mean, look at all the nonsense that the UK had. You were dealing with people, dickheads like Tommy Robinson and all the rest of it, while all this is going on in the background. Another distraction. Split people up, divide them up, and then got them. Loads of different things have happened.
Fucking hell, though. Tommy Robinson.
People.
The Tommy Robinson distraction has got nothing on the fucking Elon Musk Santa Claus. one. That is fucking just.
No, I'm on about just the fact of people being divided. You know, with all that nonsense. You know, it was set for people to, you know, it was set to cause divisions. Once you got going, obviously people are confused, not knowing which way to turn. So obviously you slip something in, don't you? Slip a few things in. They won't notice. They're too busy, you know, supporting or against Tommy Robinson or whatever. That's just where people are being led up the wrong path.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, are the kids watching the satellites tonight? Bright 77. I've blocked him for 5 minutes. Like I'm giving him a timeout for 5 minutes because he used about 6 different things to do one word, and we're not having that. And I'm sorry, but we just it just means that it's so difficult for us to be able to read the comments when they're just being going. When someone's just doing a letter, and then a letter, and then it all being nonsense anyway. So, right, I'll give you 5 minutes. Just take that time to think about what you've done, and to
Anyway, all we're saying is you're not the Messiah. You're a very naughty boy.
Yes, you are a very naughty boy. A very, very, very naughty boy.
But the stormtroopers been round today, Jace.
There was
No, I'm not here. No stormtroopers. No.
I need to go back.
Right, well,
No, just on
Thailand. What do you think, lady boys?
before we jump off of that. You know, you're on about ages and things like that. I think the ultimate question with that is, who in the family, when they come and drag Granny out because they think she's going to poison the rest of the family and take her away and stick her in the back of a truck, along with all the other people they're just about to put in the gas chamber, and then put in the mass cremator, you know, at what point is one of the grandkids going to say, Mum, are we really going to let them take Granny away? Do you know? I mean, it's going to get stupid, ridiculous.
you know, the fella at the WHO, he's actually calling for that. That, you know, rather than leave people who are infected with the families, including children, to then quarantine them separately. This is about conditioning this, Ed. It's seeing how far people will go.
Yeah, it was.
But how about a theory of that's the really satanic, really bad factions, and Trump's the saviour, and wherever Boris is, what he's doing, I don't know. Nobody seems to know where Boris is. But whatever's going on, say the good and the goodies and the baddies of this world are fighting each other for the power now. What if everything's going to get really bad and then we're offered this, you know, this fella comes along and sorts everything out and there's peace. All of a sudden, you're starting to talk about scripture. And then who knows what happens there if that starts to unfold. It's weird times, mate. I've never lived a time like this. You know, I've done all the New Age stuff. I've done all the energy stuff. I've done everything. And then here we are at the end where, you know, the end times.
Come on, listen, it doesn't matter.
Is it?
I've been reading, listening to my record. Have a look at this. You won't get away with this now, would you?
40 original soul tracks.
Yes.
Black Magic, 40 minutes old.
Black Magic. Can't put it down, your races.
You won't get that, would you? Fucking Black Magic. Well, you can't call it that.
What was really funny was the guy that used to advertise Black Magic was a white guy dressed in black.
We've hit the race now. Let's get it going.
Jason, I need to change my Deadpool.
Oh, right, yeah, Deadpool. Listen, business. We'll get into Deadpool business. Right, what do you need to change?
Yes.
I said Theresa May But I either wanted you to get rid of Theresa May. Well, actually, that's a fucking good idea. But either or add this one to it, but Simon Cowell.
You can't add it to it. You can't have two. You can only have
Get
one.
rid of Theresa May, then it's got to be Simon Cowell.
If Theresa May dies now, you're going to kick yourself, aren't you?
Yeah, but on the basis none of us have got anything to win in this other than bragging rights.
It's not bragging rights. No, there's a prize. I've told
Oh,
you.
there is a prize.
There's a prize for this. All right.
Okay.
So,
Hey, believe it or not, Jace, I heard somebody who claims that they've got good sources that Tom Hanks could be thrown under the bus.
Ooh.
What, for kiddie fiddling, you mean?
Yeah.
Who knows? He
Spotlight a
could
bit.
be bumped off, or he could pass away, shall we say?
anyway, listen. Just to say, we've got these people. If you want to have yourself added to this, I keep looking every day. I keep looking to see who's died. You know what I mean? But I hope you just do not end up kicking yourself, Ade, because I remember back in the day when we used to do these at work, and every year I'd have the Queen Mother, and then when it came round to it, the following year I'd go, "You've just got to have her again, haven't you?" Because,
Yeah, you have, yeah.
yeah, no. And I'd say, well, let me down again last year, but I'm going to go for Queen Mother. And once she'd gone, that way, then it all bets are off. So, it looks like a good one. What did you have, Owen? Can you remember yours?
Barack Obama.
No, yeah,
That's right, he did, yeah, Barack Obama, yeah.
yeah, Barack Obama. I've got it here. It's actually written here. So there's two people changed. So there's two people that have changed their nominations. So if any of those win, then that will be tainted because they've had two goes, really. So it doesn't really work out, So that's Heath and Ade.
That's him then, isn't it? That's him up there.
Yeah, and look, I'm sick of saying this till I'm blue in the face. Yay! Sorry. He fucking started it playing the race card. I'm not having that shit. My blue friends.
Hey, maybe for DC then, maybe us three should black up and Owen should white up for the next time we come on then.
Yeah.
I'm sure YouTube will
Next time on, you three can black up. Yeah. Let's have it.
Yeah, Jojo would love that.
fucking YouTube would be like, "Hey, Nan, you can't do that. You can't. Yeah, it's all right. He's all right in the black one that's gone white, but you can't go black." That's ridiculous. And even though he's got a fucking probably at home, he's probably got a golly onky.
What's a golly onky?
I'll tell you what. Fuck you, Jason. Fuck you.
He's gonna go and get it, isn't he? He's gonna go and get his golly onky.
No, he's
Oh dear.
No, can we get back to normal? Near normality.
I've got these bits on my watch that do that.
Hey,
You don't go in the dark.
Ade, I've got a question for you.
You're saying I brush my teeth with this pen. Yeah, go on.
I've got a question for you, Ade. Did you see the Pope vanish into thin air at the Vatican?
No.
Have you seen it, Jace?
No, I've not been to Vatican for a bit. They fucking don't like us going out around here,
They show the footage, don't they? And they're showing the screen
seen
underneath. There's something flickering on underneath.
Yeah,
I see him go past this door and he disappears. But there's all stuff going on in the background that's still running.
Well, I can't tell what's going on in the background, but the factor is that it's like what you. Do you remember that bit on the International Space Station, Jace, where he goes floating round the corner and he like merges into the metal before he goes round the corner? Well, Pope starts to do that, but just disappears all of a sudden. And there's people allegedly stood there, and he comes up to the balcony and he blesses them, turns around and poof. And I thought, bloody hell, have I missed me calling? Has he come back already? And I've missed it. I thought, what's going on? He's gone. I thought, what's going on? Not going to.
I bet. Yeah, I mean, you're right. Confusion. It's just, oh my God, get to work. Oh my God, my car won't start. What's going on? Fucking hell, it goes into petrol station.
The confusing thing for me is I've got somebody on my screen.
What's going on?
I've got somebody on my screen who resembles Marvin Gaye, and I've got somebody who doesn't resemble Marvin Gaye asking me, what's going on?
Who resembles Marvin Gaye?
You.
I'm just saying. I know. Fucking hell. Owen, listen. I'm looking wrong way, aren't I? Owen.
Not got a clue. Not got a clue, mate.
These keep fucking bringing it up, not me.
I didn't bring anything up.
That's what I said. It's them, not us.
No, seriously, I didn't say. I feel like Chris Evans. Easy now.
Is that it? Easy now. Oh,
he's gone.
We've lost Lloyd.
There we go.
There he is. He's back again.
Here he is.
No, the one with the Pope. I've seriously not seen that. So if anybody, Webby, have you got that? Can you send me a link to that?
Yeah, I'll get it to you on WhatsApp, mate.
Yeah, I'd be interested to look at that because there's. I told you about the one where the woman was in the or supposed to be in the square in whatever city she was supposed to be in, and it was clearly a green screen behind her, and you just kind of surely there's not. Look, I'm not a technical expert. I'm just not. But even I can look at a screen and go, "That's a green screen." You know, surely there's not only me who thinks that. And people surely look at it and go, "There's something not right about that." But they don't. They don't. They just go, "I think it'll be all right." Can I have my vaccination? Please.
Oh, hey, you're so judgmental of people. You are, though, aren't you?
I am.
These are idiots. Don't
Yeah,
forget.
but they're starting to fuck me off now. No, they do. They're fucking me off now because they now directly. Well, they're impacting directly on my life now. Whereas before, you know.
Right, are you done?
No, I need a rant.
Well, you've had a rant. You've been going on for fucking 20 fucking minutes.
I thought
Talking
you were
about nothing. And just going on and on and on and on. Look, it's a ranty situation that we find ourselves in, isn't it? But we've got. There was something that I wanted to fucking bring up, and I'm sure I wrote it down in my journal, but my journal's closed at the moment, and I can't really open it because it's just there. And I want to remember it. But there was something that I wanted to ask. Anyway, let's just say hello to some people in the chat room. Wisherman Malevolence, last week NASA believer told me that astronauts had water-cooled spacesuits. These atheists are just as religious as Jehovah's Witnesses. Absolutely right. Anybody? I mean, come on, a water-cooled fucking spacesuit. I watch these things where they go diving in Alaska, and they have they have water. You know, they're diving under ice to dredge for gold under sea in Alaska, and they have to have water into the hot water pumped into the jacket to keep them warm, right? Yeah. But I mean, that's nowhere near the changes. The changes when they're out of the water and when they're in the water, the change in temperature is negligible. Whereas if you're on the moon, let's say, and then the what do they call it? The moon, moon, when they're on moon, and then the event horizon, as it calls, when it comes towards them, so they're in darkness. And then in an instant, instead of being baked into, the spacesuit manages to cool them down instantaneously. I mean, this is what. Why are we not Why was there not somebody with a spacesuit on in the middle of Chernobyl and finding out what was going on and having a look round there? Were they? Not until it had fucking almost gone, until everything had gone.
How many years?
You've got these spacesuits. Why aren't they fucking you? Why can't I buy it? Can I buy one of these spacesuits that means that I can go from fucking Antarctic to fucking equator and I'm going to stay same temperature if I do it in an instant? And remember that's like really short. A small amount of difference in temperature compared to minus 250 degrees centigrade to plus 250 degrees centigrade in an instant, or whether you go behind. If you went behind the craft and the sun was behind and you were behind it, does it happen then? Did it happen then? Your left leg is in shadow, so that's going to be minus 200 degrees. And
the thing that always gets me about
does it just heat you up there and keep you cool up top? I mean, come on, what's going on?
Well, what I always think when anything space comes on, I think when they go, oh well, there's only a seventh of the gravity on the moon as what there is in. How do you know? You've not fucking been and measured it. How do you know?
The maths tell you it, apparently.
Well, yeah, that works, doesn't it? I think is that in that one of them computer things that does all that. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Okay, no. And then when they're looking at anything space, it won't do that in a vacuum. How do you know there's a vacuum there? You haven't been there yet. And it doesn't matter whatever thing they come to explain anything, or how do you know you haven't been there yet? How do you know it's minus 500? How do you know it's plus 500? Nobody knows because nobody's been there yet.
But we've got here these guys here. They're called. Hang on. How do I fucking do this?
What is it?
Oh.
They're called Space.
Boomtown Rap.
Disco Fever.
Disco Fever.
Space. I know we've lost Owen. He did send me a message saying that he's got a very unstable connection. I think we saw that, didn't we, in the lag between what we were talking about. So anybody else wants to come on, I'll pop the thing in the chat if you want to come on for the last 3 minutes.
Well, just while we're waiting for that, Jace, earlier on you said, and I thought it was brilliant, and I just want to highlight it. They've got Bill Gates, who's the guy who gives you lots and lots of editions of Windows. Each time tried to convince you that there was some. You say it because you did it much better than I can.
It was what Richard Dior was saying in his video.
Go on then.
He was saying that what Bill Gates does is he makes an operating system, and then there's another operating system, and then another operating system. And when at the beginning it is improvements, but when you get to a certain point, you know that it's not an improvement on what you had previously. How many times have you got a new Windows and thought, fucking hell, I really much preferred that last one. Although they will paint it with these so-called fucking
benefits
things that have improved, these improvements, these benefits that you're going to get from this new operating system. That perhaps if you want to use them, and you're in like the 0.11% of people that wants to use a particular thing that they can do, but they keep updating them and upgrading them. And it never gets any better. And this is what Richard Dior suggests is what Bill Gates is doing. He's trying to do that with people. So you get COVID-19 0.1 vaccine, and then in a couple of years' time they say actually there's a new strain and you need another vaccine, and then you've got people you've got customers for life, haven't you? You've got 7 billion or 6 billion, or because I know India won't have aught to do with Bill Gates, will they? So
No.
that probably puts it down to probably about 5.5 billion.
Every upgrade as well always came with a virus. There was always a reason for it, and then there was always an antivirus to sell. Now he's come up with a virus that's patented. He's coming up with a vaccine. There's nothing changed in his business model. He's just changed it from computer chips to people. And people are listening to this man who's got no medical background whatsoever. He's just a bit of a geek. And he talks and he smiles about, lowering the population. And he talks about his dad being involved with Planned Parenthood, which is all based on eugenics. Which it's not a good place that he comes from. He doesn't like you, at all.
Oh no, it's not. He's not coming from a place of love, is it? Or any good at all, apart from his own. I mean, that's really all, and perhaps some warped perception that what he's doing is good for humanity on a grander scale. Killing people, with these souls of people that it doesn't matter to them. I mean, all these souls.
What he might be thinking is, how's he going to explain this to his mates Bill and Hillary Clinton? Because he's going to kill a load of their potential customers for all their cocaine.
Well, it's not going to kill them, is it? It's just going to keep them addicted to this thing. Keep having vaccines, and you got to have vaccines, and then COVID certificate of vaccination ID.
Yeah.
These things they do these things, and I know I said that earlier on the Bill Gates, the Microsoft patent, and that were fake news. I mean, I saw that. That somebody had posted that up, and then I saw somebody had posted that were fake news and said that he'd done a search and that there were no such patent that existed. But people don't. We're not dealing with people who this war that we're in. We're not. We've got to deal in sound bites, haven't we? If we're going to do anything, it's sound bites. It's got to be the same way that they've been indoctrinated. We've got to try and undo that indoctrination using sound bites that make people think, and sound bites that make people, like you said, you used to say, elevated statements.
Yeah.
Ade. We've got to get these. We've got to have these sound bites, because that's what's been put up against us, and we've got to attack back in kind, And they have the fact check. You go on Facebook. Anybody on Facebook who gets any of this fact checker stuff shit comes up, and it'll be over the top. I've noticed it on mine. It'll be over the top of the article that you've provided, so people can't look at the article and decide for themselves. It just goes on a fact checker and it says this is false. In fact, the one that where it said Bill Gates had refused to vaccinate his kids. Well, the funny thing about that is it said it was partly false, which meant I read as he didn't refuse to, but his kids aren't vaccinated.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It weren't a refusal, but his kids aren't vaccinated. That's how I read it anyway.
Dr. Oz, whoever he is, I know he's a famous TV type doctor, but Dr. Oz publicly states he doesn't vaccinate his kids, but he promotes vaccinations.
Tom Beresford put a good one in the chat room, one that I kind of mentioned, but not in a big way, and I think it really needs pushing. Why is there nothing hardly on the news about boosting your immune system? If this thing is a virus, that means that your immune system needs boosting with vitamins and minerals. So, yeah. I think nearly every doctor that I've heard talking any sense about any of this has all said that. So, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
The interesting thing for me, Ade, is that these flu vaccinations, the tests that came out, the vaccinated ones that came into contact with a natural flu, they had a hyperimmune response. So the antibodies that were extra strength fought with the antibodies that were already in the body, with all the other toxins that were in, and because it was a hyperimmune, it defended the body to death. What's happened with him?
I don't know. Where's he gone? No idea. Oh, he's back. Hello?
You're muted. You're muted.
I wanted to be on top of Webby. I don't know. I don't know what happened. I just lost it, man. Shield Destroyer says, "Don't fall for anyone giving you hope of anything other than ourselves right now. Don't start doing their spells, no matter how kind they seem." I don't know. I mean, their spells. I mean, if we can use their spells, I think we can anyway. If we promoting a decent sort of message. I'm not talking about trying to trick people into anything. I'm just saying that people work in sound bites these days, and that's probably going to be our best point of attack.
Well, the 19th of April to the 1st of May, those 13 days are quite high on the satanic calendar. So let's see what happens by May the 1st. That's the big one, May the 1st. There's a lot of stuff that's happened on that.
It's the Queen's birthday tomorrow.
Boom.
Tomorrow?
Yeah.
Oh, I hope she don't live to see it.
Who knows if she's still here? We don't know.
Of course we don't.
Well, Ben Fogel on Twitter said we ought to all applaud tomorrow on the Queen's birthday. So he's trying to get all pots and pans robots out
And
so that they can honour the Queen.
He's a tool, isn't he?
I mean, she's got. For fuck's sake, I don't think I could walk any from one end of her house to other. So it's not like she's fucking locked down, is it? You know, she can go anywhere she wants, really. But anyway, it's her birthday tomorrow, and Ben Fogel would like us all to clap for her. And if you do that, then please do not come back to this fucking show. Because actually, yeah, come back to this show because it sounds like you need some education. Shield Destroyer, then get on with the day. Most are already smiling because
no, it's the one before. It said, "Say hi with a smile to your neighbours as they pass." Hang on a minute. Stop moving it because I can't read it. Then simply and happily say, "Corona is a government lie. Your TV is a weapon. Don't let them scare you." Yeah.
Well, we're not letting it scare us, are we?
No.
Here at Raconteurs News, we've been doing COVID. We've been covering it since it started, and I suppose we'll be doing it again tomorrow night. I think we're 7 minutes over anyway. We've done 2 hours and 7 minutes. And I think that's just about it for this evening. Big thank you to everyone for listening. Everybody who's watching on Facebook and everybody who's watching on YouTube, all the live people and the people that are going to be watching back on this. I'm going to give last words to both the people that are with me on this show tonight. Ade, my co-host, a last word from you, and then we'll get one from Webby.
Yeah, try not to let the bastards grind you down. And tomorrow, Mark Devlin, 8 o'clock.
Yeah, good. Webby, one last one from you.
Just try and divert yourself from your box sets just for a bit, and your Netflix and your Disney Plus. I know you've got a lot of you'll have kids and stuff like that, but what is being set up is not what you have wanted for your kids. I don't believe it is anyway. And you know, people can keep calling each other names, but you know, when we've seen this kind of infrastructure change so quickly in the past, it doesn't bode well for the people. And people, if they knew history, might be a little bit more awake. So, but it's like Ade said, what do you say to people now that, you know, they're just calling your names? What can you say other than what's going on?
What is going on? Well, anyway, thank you, you lads. Thanks to Owen as well. Sorry, Mr. Lloyd, shall we call him?
Owen Lloyd Martin.
Owen Martin, yeah. All the way over in Portugal. We had some connection issues with him, but no doubt we'll get him on again very, very soon. Like Ade said, we're on back on tomorrow, 8 o'clock with Mark Devlin. We'll be talking, no doubt, COVID-19, as well as some of the little things as well that might have just told us what we're going to be going on. But some clues that we might have picked up on. But anyway, for tonight, thank you very much for watching Raconteurs News. My name's Jason Holmes. He's Ade Hardy, and he's Paul Webster, but he's from Lancashire.
The best.
And he's... It's all right.
Did you get it? Did that come on for you?
Yeah.
Come on for me. Can you still not hear it?
I can't hear it. It just I got a ink.
No.
Sounds quite good, this end.
Is this the end that's not the end, or is this the end?
This is
The
the end.
end is